Can I ask higher belt to train? This is we're walking very thin ice here because I think the a community of jiu-jitsu is divided on this topic often, and I'll try to answer that question, you know, as the most neutrally I possibly can. One, I'll tell you this: from a general population, old school way of thinking, you never ask black belt to spar, to train with. You should wait until you asked to train with the black belt. That's the old way, old school of thinking. It is a sign of respect. You never call black belt out. They will ask you to train with them if they choose to do so. Matter of fact, it's not only applicable to black belts, it's applicable to higher belts. Now, again, this is the old school way of thinking. Not every academy adopts that way of thinking. Some of them don't, and some of them, black belts train with everybody, and that's great. And a lot of times, the instructors and black belts really make a point to train with every student, or as many students they possibly can. However, in the old school days, 20 years ago when I was starting, we never asked black belts to train. As a matter of fact, never, when I was a white belt, I never asked blue belt to train. The blue belts asked me. They called me out. I was kind of, you always wait for that moment to be called or asked to train. And I think that often that comes from the Japanese way of thinking, Japanese culture, where it's a sign of respect. You never ask your superior or you never ask your instructor to test yourself. They will call upon you, if you will. Now today, the things changed in the world, and obviously jiu-jitsu is more adopted around the world, especially here in the U.S. The cultures have changed. We adopted a little bit more American way of doing things. Now I'm not talking about the jiu-jitsu itself, but I'm talking about the culture, how the business is unfolding, how the business is presented. And a lot of students want to train. They want to have the opportunity to train with a black belt. They want to have the opportunity to train with their instructor. And honestly, a lot of instructors want to train with their students, right? So how do we solve this? How do we figure this out, right? And again, this is the point where I'm going to try to make this as neutral as possible, hopefully not upsetting anybody out there who's watching this. Listen, if you want to train with a higher belt, just be respectful. That's how it boils down to. Just be respectful. Very kindly and honestly ask them, would you mind, training together? Would you mind, are you available? I really would love to train with you. I really would love the opportunity to learn with you and have this experience. And I'm pretty sure most of the higher belts and black belts are not going to mind. And if they do, they will tell you flat out that they don't. And then that's fine too. I think what we're trying to avoid is this point of a lower belt calling out upon a black belt. Hey, look, I want to roll with you. I think often that is being viewed as attitude, as a challenge. That's being viewed as something that shouldn't be happening. And you know what? Some higher belts and some black belts, some instructors do take that personally, and often they crank it up just a little bit, just to make a point, And again, all of this will vary, and it will be very different between different academies, all set by the culture from the very top down. It's set by a culture how the jiu-jitsu is presented at the academies. I'll tell you, I personally love to train with all my students. I love it. I make a point to train with as many as possible. I want to roll with every student, and if student asks me to roll, I don't turn it down unless there is a reason that I really physically can't, right? And and I'm very transparent about this. So anyway, I hope this helps with this, just show some respect and be respectful of others. And there's not only higher, but also lower belts. We all here to train jiu-jitsu and have fun and really learn more.